I'm at Grace Church Road. I went to Waynesboro to bring this man down to this address. And now he's trying to force his way into a house. I'm afraid to move my vehicle. They're fighting in there.
It's inside the house now?
Yeah.
You have your doors locked?
It's open. I'm in a van.
You need to make yourself safe, okay? Even if you've got to drive away from there to get away from him and close that and lock that door. Do that for me now, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay. Hey, Steph, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I woke up and all of a sudden I seen like all these alerts for the change of venue, and I was like thinking it was the affidavit. Right, the change of venue.
That's so funny because I got a letter in the mail last week for jury duty. And I was like, oh, dear Lord, I hate that. I never send them in, but I'm surprised I'm not in trouble by now.
Oh, I was going to say how many times have you ever been chosen?
I've never been chosen, but I've been sent probably 3 or 4 letters over a few years.
Oh, I don't know how it works out there. Can you get in trouble for that?
I don't know. I hope not.
YOLO, right? Anyways, so welcome and thank you guys for joining. I was just unscheduled live here. I just before I had came live, I noticed that CD was doing one on the Idaho murders over there. I don't even know if that one was a scheduled one or not.
I saw it though.
Pardon?
I saw it though. I saw he was on.
Uh-huh.
And I started watching it, and then you sent me the message, and I was like, oh, well, heck, I can watch it later.
Yeah, okay. Love you, CD. So, yeah, it's not going to be a long one anyway. Okay, do it. Who just says jury duty is interesting. I'm sure it is, actually.
I imagine it is. I know my brother has served on a jury before, but he's never really told me a whole lot about it. But
well, I was gonna say, I mean, like, I guess once it's kind of like those little bucket list things, you know. Like I don't know, like I've never seen one myself, you know, here for me, but I don't know. Like I said, watch you get some boring case, I'll just pick and choose. No, I'm just kidding. And so let's see. I've said Carly says I've sat on the jury duty only once. Oops, I'll just put it there. What'd she say? Come on, I'm laggy or something. It's very interesting, although it was on a car accident. That's what I'm saying. Boring. But she's saying it was interesting. Yeah. Who did said I helped out with a pedo one 30 years. I wish I could be on jury duty every day like a job. Right. Okay. Like I said, this isn't going to be, a hugely long live here. I just seen it. Just a question, like, I mean, who does their stuff? Like, you guys, when's the affidavit coming out? Is it?
That's a good question.
It's like, I mean, it feels like Monday to me today, but I know it's Tuesday. And it's just like, okay, well, a lot of us were expecting it perhaps yesterday. Hey, Staffa. Hey, Belinda. Hey, everyone. Yeah, so we'll just go through this quickly. We'll just go through this quickly. So I like to do things more organic. It's like I seen it. I maybe read the first 4 lines of it, and I actually haven't read the rest of it. I was just like, whatever, I'll go live. We can talk about it. So let's just see here. And so if you need to turn off your camera, do anything, feel free while I read this thing here. So let's see here. Verified motion for change of venue comes now as accused Richard Allen by and through counsel. Brad Rossi and Andrew Baldwin in pursuit of criminal blah, 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 blah. Indiana rules of criminal procedure request that this court change venue from Carroll County in support of said motion. Accused and his counsel swears and affirms the following. So I'm interested to see. So on October 28, 2022, the state of Indiana filed a probable cause affidavit and charging information alleging that Richard Allen murdered victim 1 and victim 2 on or about February 13th of 2017. The allegations stem from the highly publicized death of 2 Carroll County teenagers. 3, that the event before Richard Allen has been accused of these crimes. The matter has been highly publicized. Okay, the extensive media attention began while the victims were missing. The extensive media attention continued after the victims were found. The extensive media attention continued for the next 80 months, 5 years plus, in a variety of formats until Richard Allen was arrested. A, coverage of the local, statewide, and national television media, coverage of the local, statewide, and national print media, coverage of several podcasts that reach local, state, national, and international audiences. D, coverage of the, let's do it this way here. D, coverage of the internet and a variety of social media platforms, including Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and Facebook. The media coverage included multiple press conferences by state and local authorities, including press conferences in which the elected prosecutor participated. The extensive media attention continued after Richard Allen was arrested, including the following. Coverage on local, didn't we just read this? Same thing for that part. Twitter, that's just repeating itself. After Richard Allen, a press conference was held by the state of local authorities, although it could be argued that the amount of publicity that this particular case has received in the 5+ years will make it difficult to find a jury that has not heard this case. Richard Allen's defense team has gleaned statistical data that would strongly indicate that moving the case trial just 150 miles away would significantly reduce the likelihood of obtaining a tainted jury pool. Yeah, I doubt that. That since his arrest, well, I mean, I guess probably anywhere out of the Carroll County was probably better than anywhere, that his arrest data procured the Google Trends and Google Ads details the amount of the internet through Google searches for Richard Allen, and the data is quite telling. During the month of October, the search for Richard Allen, Carroll County reached between 1,000 and 10,000 searches for a county just over 20,000 residents. On average, around 1 in every 2, 50% of Carroll County residents have conducted online searches for Richard Allen during the month of October following his arrest. Comparatively speaking, Fort Wayne is a city with over 260,000 residents, roughly 13 times the size of Carroll County. In the month of October following his arrest, the monthly searches in Fort Wayne were 1,000 to 10,000 searches. What is that noise? I keep hearing this noise.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like it's somewhere.
So are they saying that they want to move it to Fort Wayne? Is that why they keep mentioning Fort Wayne?
But that's what I'm not sure of yet. I'm just, because like I said, I'm just reading it as I'm actually reading it now. So on average, there is 1 in every 26 residents in Fort Wayne have performed an online search, 50% conducting the same internet searches after his arrest. Fort Wayne is less than 100 miles from Delphi, but in that the 100 miles internet searches fell from roughly 50% of the residents in Carroll County Googling to less than 5% of residents Googling Richard Allen. This would mean that Carroll County residents have searched Richard Allen over 10 times more often, than those residents in Fort Wayne, in a city less than 100 miles away from Delphi. Presumably, jury pools from counties even farther away have searched Richard Allen. In addition, according to the various sources, as many as 300 people were actively involved in the search of the 2 victims while they were missing. The 2022 population in Delphi, Indiana is under 3,000 residents, and therefore it may be the case that as such as roughly 10% of Delphi population was actively involved in participating in the search for the victims. Presumably, I guess that's right? 300 of 3,000. Therefore, arguably heavily invested in the matter of the outcome of the case. Those involved in the search for the victims, in addition to showing a strong investment in the case, arguably could be called as witnesses, or at a minimum, their involvement in the search should prevent them from serving on the jury, as they may have information concerning the layout. I mean, that all just really makes sense, though. I mean, it's such a small little place. Additionally, arguably, the family and the friends and anyone involved in the search for the victims could be tainted, as well as the jury. Additionally, many Carroll County residents have been involved in some sort of aspect of this case, whether it be investigative capacity, police, or as a fact witness that could be called as a witness in the case, or those that search for the victims or residents who simply are interested in the matter and have conducted their own independent investigation. Additionally, because of small number of residents, county is whatever that word is, juxtaposed. I've never even heard of that word, juxtaposed against the large percentage of the population that may have. Isn't that a strange word? Juxtaposed. Juxtaposed? Huh. There's a new word for me. Detailed in the previous paragraph, the likelihood for a tainted jury pool is excessive. What's this one? Is that the same one? Or is that one? Oh, okay. I mean, let's see here. Let's see if this is. I mean, it's really just repeating itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
During the was impossible for the dents to print. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. I don't think continuing reading that because well, 21 says it's common sense to presume that residents from counties further away from Carroll County will not have the same level of investment in the case and therefore will be able to fairly decide the matter without concern about how their verdict. What is that noise I keep hearing? Weird. Additionally, the amount. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. Anything interesting on this thing? Same stuff, really.
Yeah, I read through it and it repeated itself.
Yeah, that's all it's really doing. So basically, yeah. So basically, it really just sounds like. Okay, 1 second. I asked you where this noise is coming from. It's driving me crazy. One moment. Weird. Okay, I don't know. I kind of stopped the minute I to look. So yeah, I just heard on the new 150 miles from Delphi. Okay, so I mean, sounds like they want to do it over up in Fort Wayne there, 260,000. You know, it's between 100 or 1,000 and 10,000 searches. So basically, you know, a more nominal amount, even though I'm pretty sure Fort Wayne is more than that. Okay, so jury pool is tainted. It's not tainted, it's polluted. Oh, that's funny, eh? That cause they are using for the PCA info to write the motion. Bounty hunter. It's because they're using the PCA info to write the motion. Bounty hunter. Yes, bounty hunter. Wait, I'm confused by that actually. What does that mean? Bounty hunter.
I don't know.
What does that mean? That's because they're using the PCA info to write the motion. Bounty hunter. I don't know. I have Anthony Greeno going through my head right now.
That's what I thought of too.
Use your words wisely. And the PCA doesn't allude to another person involved per the defense team. Right. Correct. Juxtapose, verb, place or deal with close together or contrasting effect. Oh, thank you. What a name. What is, have you ever heard of that word?
I've heard the word, but I had no idea what it meant.
Yeah. It's like, it's just such a strange word to me, to be honest with you. I'm just like, oh, okay. So, I mean, you know, it's definitely not the affidavit that we were reading here. You know, that would be a little bit more interesting. Or what do you guys think about it anyway? About the whole
I think we'll have the affidavit before Christmas. That's just my thinking though. I have nothing to verify that, but I think that maybe we will. I don't think they'll make us wait till the bail hearing.
Yeah, so you think it's going to be before Christmas, but you don't think it's going to be any day?
Could be. Could be,
right?
I don't know. This case, who knows?
I was going to say, yeah. Hi, Bounty Hunter. As long as you're not Anthony Greeno. Juxtaposition as well. Yeah, there's a word. It just seems like such a strange word that somebody would literally it's like just a petition or just a position, just a, you know, but it's juxta. Just a strange word. Just strange. But yeah, what do you guys think, you guys? Like I said, it's not going to be a long live here today. Just going to catch this, and it's Tuesday. I don't typically do lives on Tuesday for the most part. And still no order for the motion to gag. No, haven't seen that either. Do you guys, who dis or whoever, do you guys think that the affidavit will be coming out any time here, or what? Like there's nothing normal ever about this case. So start with color images of slums starkly. Yeah, I like words like and, but, the easy little words. Hi, Starla. Good. Needs to be a change of venue. Flora Fire Girls family still waiting for their justice too, from all those evil crooks. Yeah, absolutely. And the Evansdale murders, their anniversary as well. For them. Yeah. Yeah. It will be coming out redacted. Yeah. Absolutely. It's just to me a given that an affidavit's going to come out and it's going to be redacted. Just a matter of how many redactions could be in it, to be honest with you. Could be since they did this motion so quickly. Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel like it's just better off in Fort Wayne yourself? I mean, I do.
Absolutely. I don't think Carroll County, I mean, it's so small and they obviously were not prepared. If they knew they were going to be making that arrest, they should have had their courthouse ready with the proper employees and things like that. But they didn't.
But they had to, how did, it's just kind of, I mean, it's not like it was like, to me, when Diner or whatever, a Diner, when he stepped down or whatever, it wasn't like it was just shock at all. It was
no, it was
do you know what I mean? Oops, there goes your phone. But yeah, it wasn't like I was shocked at all. I was like, well, first of all, I was like, my first reaction was, oh, that's Judge Fouts' friend, because obviously judges know each other. But then I was like, of course, so why wouldn't they have prepared for that?
That's what I wondered.
It's just common sense that it's such a huge case that little Carroll County, I don't think, could handle that anyway. And then I almost thought it was a little bit embarrassing when the guy comes out and says, look, we got this new guy that just started, basically. We don't got the capability, and I'm just like, because I remember even Carter was like, at first he was a little shocked as well, he said. And then he was like, but then, then I understood it and
I think that, like others have said, and I know Adam has said it, that the judge just wanted to come out and say, look, I'm not playing around. This is the way I'm going to do it. This is the way it's going to be. And she wanted to put her foot down immediately. But I'm sure she knew that they would request a change of venue too. So
yeah. Yep. And Kagan Klein, he has his what is it, the pretrial, isn't it? On the 12th. No.
They moved it. They moved it, didn't they?
Well, doesn't he have something on the 22nd still?
I don't know.
Of December. Sure it was still, because I remember looking at that. Indiana free court records. Come on. I just want to take a quick boo at him, because I was just looking at it and it was still something still scheduled there for the 12th. What is it, Klein? Learn to type me. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Kagan Klein. It's so funny. You have to scroll so far to the bottom of this case. The final pre-trial hearing conference is on the 12th or the 22nd of December. It's the jury trial that's been moved.
Okay.
So yeah, you still have that on the 22nd. So there you go, guys. A little Christmas present just before Christmas. with him. Let's see, like I said, over 300 people plus were probably interviewed. Yeah. Only handles hanging Judge China only handles meth cases.
I'm sure that keeps him busy.
Oh, I'm sure it does. Sure it does. So the dirt would be definitely pooped. Yeah. Um, Hi Sierra. I think it should be in Fort Wayne. It's the second largest city in Indiana. Yeah. You know. And my question is, who decided to play the wild card in this? I mean, everything happens so suddenly. Seems no. That's what it feels like, though, doesn't it? Doesn't
Yeah,
it feel like it just feels like so sloppily done. That's what it feels like.
I think I agree.
Jaywalking felonies, yeah. I get that. It just comes across. Everything about this case really just comes across. Comes across. I'm sure that the alley would beg to differ on that, but it just comes across very sloppy the whole way through. And it's like they just don't let up with the feeling of the whole slop of it all. And that's why it even makes, I think, people question, like, they better have stuff to stick on this guy. They better have their ducks in a row.
Yeah, I think all the secrecy is what makes it seem like it was
That too.
sloppily. And if they're protecting witnesses, fine, that's good because they were all young. But I do feel like with the lady from the DCFS being present at the press conference, I feel like there were some other cases of girls or young boys being catfished by that account or another account associated with it that happened after the fact of Keegan being arrested. So there's something going on there. I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like there is something going on there, that there are that's why they're still minors, because it's been after the fact.
Yeah. Well, and that's part that's probably, probably like in the act, PCA there. Yeah. Like, names from the minors that were at the time of, Abby's and Libby's disappearance, that's going to be redacted, obviously, the names, because people would be harassing them. Trolls are trolls. These people are, there's a lot of people on the internet that have no sense of common sense, and they just will, dig in there like, like anything just to try to get a hold of them. So that's all fair enough, because I think that that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, you got to think too, like you're a mother, I'm a mother, I'm a great grandmother, so I know how I would feel if it were one of my grandchildren or great grandchildren that someone was doing that to. They would need protected. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, it just that part right there makes sense because, like I said, it's just, I just don't feel like it's the right thing to do to go trying to attack people, or you know what I mean. I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't mind looking at names and searching people out, but I'm not sitting there hitting them up in their Facebooks and
no, I wouldn't either. I'm just saying, if you were personally involved, you don't know what you might do, because I know I'm hot-headed when it comes to my grandkids. So
yeah. No, exactly. We're mama bears are like stay out of our lair, because we'll come at you. Slop in the pig pen. Right. That's a good one. I mean, enough is enough. Anthony Shots, profile, Kid K's are all intertwined somehow. Yeah, I know. I'm still boggled by it all. So how do you feel? Do you feel like RA is the BG? Like, do you think that he's actually the same person on the bridge?
After looking at all the photos and different things that have come out, I think yes. The only thing that gets me, the facial things are matching up, but the height is throwing me off.
Well, when you think of the original, estimate that came out, mind you, when the original estimate came out, it was like 5'6" to 5'8", but also with that came red
Yeah.
curly hair. So, although the height area falls more in line with it all, the description part.
Yeah, I've thought about the red hair too. Every time I see a picture of him with hair, I'm looking, going, is there any red tint in that hair? What's going on?
Nothing. Yeah, you got nothing. You got nothing like that. And yeah, like, I mean, like, when I look at the droopy nose, because if there's one thing that was always hard to make out in the BGs, no matter what picture, it was almost like you really couldn't define where the nose ended and started, because the BG literally, and I won't be shocked if that's a voice changer in front of his mouth, because he definitely has a piece of equipment in front of his mouth. I've seen it. I just don't know if it's an actual voice changer or what it is. But again, multiple things going on there.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot. And again, I look at those all the time, like, what was, okay, this was so kind of funny a little bit, not funny, but so I was sitting here, and if you guys can kind of see what's on screen, you see, and like underneath the affidavit, or not the affidavit, motion to move venue or whatever. Anyways, you can see I was playing with some things, and I got up on my computer this morning. I'm like, but hold on, like I can literally see like the eye thing. But anyways, so I'm sitting here at one point comparing eyes, and I'm like, well, they have the exact same moles in the same spots. And I'm like, wait a second, one's KD and the other one's Richard Allen. I wasn't even comparing it up against the BG. I had the wrong eye that I was looking at, but yet they had the same markings. It's actually quite crazy to me, because the thing is that although you can bring in certain things and you can definitely still see markings, whether people want to believe that or not, do not care, is that when you bring it in so far, like, it's so crazy how, because those little pores on your skin become magnified. And I'm sitting here looking at basically the exact same markings, and it's kind of actually uncanny to me how much those two look alike. But if I was to probably be, I don't want to say 100%, but if I was probably to be honest with myself, and I've been reluctant to fully say it yet because I'm still not satisfied. But if I was to go with how the nose appears to look, that nose would be Richard Allen. That would be on the bridge. If that nose, because in the one picture, especially when it's a smaller picture and you can really define what you think you're seeing, you can see this droop to the nose.
Yeah.
And
on one of Sleuth's videos, he has a picture of him on the bridge, and when I looked at it, I could really see Richard Allen, but you can't see it in every picture. Like you said, there's so many. Where they stop and start and stop and start, and so.
Well, like let's take this one right here, for instance, right? Okay, so this one I've had for a long, long time, right near the beginning. And this one I always kind of looked at this one for the fact that right here in this area, which you guys will find hard to see, but where the eye is white here and white here, in a sense, and then you can see like this little piece here and this little piece here. Well, you can also see where this kind of comes down, and then there's that little dot. And this one, it looks a little different, but it's the same come down, but a little dot. And then you were just kind of following it across, right? It was just kind of like following it across and going, okay, well, this part's a little bit more blacked out. But there was something that always bugged me about the BG. and it was the nose in a sense, because again, you just couldn't really define it. You thought you could, but it was almost like looking at, does it stop here or stop here, stop here, stop here? And so if you look in the BG one, which is this one here, now, although I used what is called a fishbowl app, it's called the fishbowl lens. Fishbowl lens kind of gives you a little bit more of the, bottle cap type look. But you can see in that picture where the nose comes down on a droop more so. But because the video is distorted, I wasn't holding a lot of weight exactly on the nose because there was things out of conjunction in that 1 point something second video, do you know? And so, but if I look at this picture, just take away the similarities there, but it's a nose that in this one is coming down. So, let me put it this way. I'm very much leaning towards RA being the bridge guy now, because now I have a picture of somebody that's actually accused, that now I can go, oh, okay, so now you legitimately have something to compare it to versus all these people throughout the internet. And then you're like, okay, it's really uncanny to me because I can literally put Katie's features literally verbatim into the BG's pitch right here, especially on that side. It's like a glove. It's like a glove. That's what I have a hard time with, is like, you went from 45, you went to 45 to 55-year-old, you went to 19-year-old, you went to this. So I have to still convince myself that what I'm seeing is still correct, myself. But I'm just really perplexed about this whole everything else that went along with it, that everyone of channels as well, that this person just pops out this crime scene that's just a plethora of evidence. And
I went through the helicopter footage a couple of days ago and watched it, and I tried to I screenshotted certain areas to try to see if I could see anything there, and of course I couldn't because I don't have the the apps like you do to pull stuff up. But they didn't really show, everything went so quick, and then it would go dark. Like, were they looking at something when it went dark? What was going on?
Oh yeah, that's why you won't get it that way, because when it goes dark, that's the footage that they took out, right? That was the footage of the crime scene that they
that's what I figured.
So. That's where like the flash was, right? Like where they took the flash, and then like I said, that area. That's why on RTV6 or whatever, like I said, you can still see where the area kind of is if you know where it is. But in all fairness, like the footage that from Devil's Hop Yard is that footage that is blacked out. So no one will be able to retrieve that unless they have the actual footage from back in that time. Yeah. So let's see here. Sorry, guys. What are you guys all saying there? First sketch greatly influenced how we saw BG. He seemed overweight, old guy. I'm sorry. I still blame Ellie. They're the ones that literally should be taking responsibility for the mess that they created. They're the ones that came out with the sketches. They're the ones that changed it back up. They're the ones that didn't know their, head from a hole in the ground, honestly, because they wouldn't have played those type of games had they known that Richard Allen had anything to do with being the BG. That was a last minute thing to me. They didn't have their ducks in a row. They've never had their ducks in a row. They might have had knowledge about what's at the crime scene, but they obviously floundered up so much. And that's why Adam keeps saying that, that in the PCA, there's a lot of embarrassment to the, basically to the alley.
That's a great possibility
for all the mess ups. I believe him because I know where his source is coming from. And it's a really good source. So I'm going to believe him on that. That is true. It sounds very true, and it's just actually true. But like I said, so when it comes to social media, it's their inadequacy and incompetence what created what's out there today with the Delphi case. And then now that they're trying to say is, this bloodlust and how, social media. Thank you, but it was their fault to start with. And I know, Alexa, let's see 1 second. No, Alexa, I know. Well, that's because you said you were going to be later. So it's okay, Alexa, if you're watching this. You go about, she was doing it in a meeting thing anyway. I love you. I'll talk to you later. That's for Alexa. She was doing a Zoom meeting or something, some sort of meeting, I should say, or course. Does anyone think Ali edited the video on purpose for a particular reason? Or was it because the Zoom when video?
I think they did. I think they edited the audio a lot too, because I've said from the beginning, and I said this on another show, when it first came out on the news, I heard it. And then, they came out with the audio, and Gary and I were sitting here, and I said, Gary, that man has a speech impediment. He should be easy to find. But if you listen to it now, it's clear.
Go ahead. I'm still here.
Yeah, but if you listen to it now, it says down the hill. But when I heard it the very first time, I heard down there. And I'm like, he has a speech impediment. They should be able to find this guy if he's local. And then all of a sudden, the audio changed. And I'm like, now, wait a minute. That's not what I heard the first time. And my POI that I've always felt was involved does have a speech impediment. But I'm not going to go there.
Well, I was going to say myself, personally, I've always heard down the hill. I've never heard anything else like you're talking about speech impediment. Just like I didn't ever see no limp either. But I think that's one of those things, stuff that it's been such a huge topic of discussion. The limp, the get down the hill, the down the hill, go down, whatever people keep saying. Then people keep saying that they hear stuff in between that about, like during the little screeching part. Again, I could care less about that stuff myself, because it was one of those things that if you could never answer that question if you tried. No matter what anyone says, if the professionals couldn't do it, then definitely we're not going to be able to do it.
That's true.
So that's how I left that is because it didn't matter if they were saying get down the hill or this, or how you thought it was this. No matter what, there was nothing you could ever do to prove that, unless it came to ever fruition that the person your POI came into light of it. It just, again, if professionals can't figure it out for the voice, and that was on Inside Edition, I remember.
I think there's some, they say they have 43 seconds, and if it disturbed law enforcement that much, I think that may be why they didn't release more, because it is probably pretty graphic, and it would be very hurtful for some people, especially families or friends of the girls and kids that went to school with them, and just, but I think there's a whole lot more. They do have a whole lot more than we have. And
oh, absolutely. I mean, that was a given always. And it was just a matter of, well, you guys aren't releasing it, so you guys have left us, everyone, guessing. You guys didn't take away anybody. You guys didn't clear people who probably should have been cleared. That's because they didn't know Adam. When I say no, Adam, play on words there. But I agree with Hudis on this. I don't think that the actual footage was edited so much. It's a 1 second clip. How much can you edit in a 1 second clip? Honestly, it's just so unlikely. I believe that the audio, we know that the audio was edited because it said it was edited, but I absolutely don't believe that the actual clip was edited. It's 1 second long. 1 second is that 1 second. That's it. 1 second. So if you compare that, how much can you possibly take out? So I don't feel that it was edited myself, the whole BG little video. It's just too short. It's just, they gave us a little blurb, a little piece of it. And like she said, maybe cropped. You know, it's easy to crop and cut out if you don't want them to see something. And that's maybe why that little piece came in there that people keep saying where it was Abby's arm or something like that. You know, because that little piece still got caught in there. Who knows? Who knows? It will be really nice when the, like I said, the, evidentiary here, you know, when all the evidence starts coming out as to what they really truly have on Richard Allen. And I'm thinking that, you know, it really does have to be substantial what they do have on him. Once they realized it was him and dug up his backyard, and you know, and then they say, let's say that the casing, because if they found a casing, I would think that the casing would have been at the south end of the bridge, that it wouldn't have actually been at the crime scene, you know, because that's just what we think. Because the whole point is that a gun is supposed to have been cocked during the part of like, guys, you know, down the hill type of thing. So, and if they did find the casing and it matched a gun, you know, that's in his home and stuff like that, well, what does that really still tell you? I mean, he could have had his gun 2 weeks earlier prior to that, though, right? Like, you know what I mean? So, even though it's in the crime scene, but it matched the gun, that couldn't be the smoking gun, because unless they found it at the crime scene, but even if it was still at the crime scene, that's still not enough. There has to be something more.
Yeah, they found something. Like they said, small, thin books, and other people have said that, you know, maybe it's like photograph books, and that makes sense if he had pictures of different things.
Yeah.
We'll find out someday.
Well, what is that? Who to say exactly? Like, I mean, the girls weren't actually targets, but got in the way, and things went too far. So wait.
Oh, I think they were targeted.
Well,
one of them.
Like maybe the girls weren't. So then who was the target? I didn't see before that. So,
maybe they ran into some, you know, drug manufacturing or a drug deal. If it could be something like that, but I don't think so. But it is a good possibility in that area.
We're not seeing the full picture. No, I don't think we're seeing the full picture. No target, just leave no witnesses. Yeah, but for what? That's what I'm still confused though. Who this? So targets. So what was the purpose of that day? Was it? That's what I'm confused. What's going on there? Because if it wasn't targets, but then they're witnesses. So the thing is that whatever it is, right? BG has headphones and a headset on.
Absolutely.
This BG is prepared for something going down, and the stuff that's at the crime scene is on his persons as well. So that was a prepared. This is a prepared kill. So I think it was a total target on whether it was Abby or Libby. Everyone thinks it's Libby. Some people think it's Abby. You know,
I used to think it was Libby, but now I'm kind of wondering if it wasn't Abby and Libby fought like hell to save her friend. That's kind of
there's little pieces there that kind of lean towards that, isn't there? With Abby, like whether it was the Ricky dude that was messaging her or talking to her, maybe it was the person that a few months before, that man that was talking to them outside of the store, at that store. I know in some readings that, as like I know with Aphrodite, his readings, he'll say that that the way that this person got to those girls was through like the mom or something like that, you know? So did Anna know Richard Allen at the pool hall? You know?
She may have.
And that's how perhaps you know, Abby.
You know, when you're a bartender, you see all kinds of people. And in a small town, you have your regulars that are always at certain places on certain days, like you said, for the pool tournaments or pulling a tip board, or there's always those certain people that frequent places at certain times. And I'm sure she probably did at least come across him at some point.
Yeah. You know, the distraction could have been that it made it look like the target was Libby when really it was Abby. You know, do you know what I mean? For the way that the girls, like, you know, how Abby was nude, or sorry, Libby was nude.
And she got the brunt of the
Yeah.
attack from what we've heard. So maybe it was because you're in the way. How dare you, foil my plan here?
And the thing is that, so who does, I don't personally believe that what you're saying somewhat there, because if the stuff that's on the BG is also at the crime scene, to me, that was a pre-planned, premeditated murder on one of the girls, both of the girls, probably more so one on there. So I could not see it as, oh, they got in the way of seeing something at all. That does not make sense to me. This is somebody that went on that bridge, that prepared to do exactly what was done. And you can tell that by what he's wearing on the bridge to what's at the crime scene. Those things match. There's things that match.
You know that picture that I sent you and wanted you to look at, and at first you didn't think, oh no, that's not it. But if you look at that picture, there is clearly a mask and there's clearly a GoPro. And I keep looking at that. The jacket's a different color. But if you look at that real close, it looks like there's someone standing off to the side as well.
Which picture?
The one in the black jacket.
Oh,
I sent you the picture of the guy in the black, looks like a black Carhartt.
When?
Maybe like right after they arrested Richard Allen. I sent it to you on Messenger.
Oh, I don't feel like scrolling back, to be honest with you, unless it's really close. I don't.
I can send it to you again when we're done here, but there's clearly a GoPro on his person, and there you can see the mask and you can see the bridge. And if you look, Gary and I got to look, and if you look real close, it looks like possibly another person standing back behind him off to the side a little bit, like another jacket. The only thing that threw me off was the jacket was a different color. So, but it looks the same. So in the video, did they change the color of the jacket in the video? That kind of threw me off too, but it looks just like Richard Allen standing there.
Okay, but where are you saying this GoPro is?
Hang on, I'll go get my phone and I'll send it to you on my phone. So I don't have to get my.
Sure. Okay, perfect. I was gonna show you guys something else that I seen. Oh, hey, Adam. Hey, Adams, who's sitting there on Messenger, but not in this live with me, who doesn't work on a Monday. Where's Adam? Where are you, little pookie poo? He's probably sitting in chat right now, hiding out. I know you're in here. I wanted to quickly look for something else. There was something else I saw today that was weird. I wanted to show you guys because it. Oh my God, 1 second here. Oh, it's this picture here. Okay. Let me just download it and bring it in first. Or I guess I should need to present this again. Just going to share the screen again. Okay, so Alexa, you having issues there?
Yes. Hi. How are you? Sorry.
Hi.
I wasn't going to join, but I had to jump in for a few minutes.
Did ya?
Hold on.
Yeah, there's some noise. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like 3 laptops going on.
That's okay. What's up? What you want to say? Did you want to say something in particular?
Go lay down, Baron. Say hi, Baron. Come here, say hi.
Alexa?
Yes.
Oh, was there something in particular you were wanting to say?
No,
think-
no. I mean, no. I mean,
Oh.
yes, I did see that you guys were talking about it. Maybe Abby being the.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. I'll call them back. Sorry about that. Being the target, I
Yeah.
definitely know. I can tell you that that is definitely not it. I would be, I don't know. I think I would give my degrees back. Believe me, if that was the case. No way. No, that's definitely Libby was the target. That I can tell you without seeing the crime scene. Obviously, the crime scene the crime scene tells you everything. To the investigators, to the profilers. I mean, the crime scene speaks to you. And when you see it, you can tell. It's like those 4 kids, the Idaho ones. You will be able to know who got killed first. Who is the target one? By the amount of violence, by the blood, by everything, by how they were attacked. And you will see eventually will come out. But in this case, no way. Abby was not the target. It was Libby. I'm sorry, I had to jump in and
That's okay. We're
And
all
here. I'm sorry. I'm being disrespectful. I don't mean this in a bad way. I'm saying this.
Right. As a profiler, as your expert opinion.
Yes, and no, it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, of course. But also, I've seen channels that have said that and have, gone down the rabbit hole of Abby and, drag her name and, accuse her family of things that you don't even know.
Yeah.
So.
I haven't been down the rabbit hole. It's
No, and I don't mean it like you guys. You guys are just. This is your opinion, and I agree. I respect it, and with Sunny, I always said I respect everybody's opinion, and it's not about you guys. I just had to say something
It's honestly, yeah. It's just a simple discussion debate thing.
Yeah,
I always understand, Alexa.
Yeah, of course. And if
right,
you don't know, of course you can. And it makes you think. Maybe it was her. But knowing what we know, for me, it speaks to me. I mean, little bit I know about the crime scene speaks to me that it was Libby, the target. Of course, somebody that is not trained, you can be like, oh no, maybe it was the other one. But I get it. But that's the reason I was like, I have to say something.
Yeah.
So I don't mean it disrespectfully. I'm sorry.
No, I always respect your opinion, Alexa. I always do.
I don't want to come on as like know it all, who is this person coming in saying, how dare, No, that's not what I mean.
No, I don't think that at all.
I do. Alexa, you're so nah. Like Alexa knows, like I said, we always aren't here to agree. And anyways, it's one of those things is that, there are certain things that kind of have pointed that way a little bit, but the gut feeling, I think, with most people is about Libby. But again, it's just one of those things. If you don't look at the different avenues, right?
Yeah.
It's just, again, whatever comes out will come out, because I was sitting there, saying up and down that, KD is the BG, and there's like so many reasons for it. And yet I have to sit there and pretty much, I'm not going to say 100% yet, but pretty much 95% probably eat pie on that. And even though the whole thing with the whole Garrett Kurtz, everything just fit like a glove, from what they were saying to who was helping out on the bridge. Because to me, it was about that person was kind of like the trap and whatever. And then you sit there and you think that and then you realize you didn't know, right? And so this could be the same thing though that happens. Like there is a chance of it. Like it's a slimmer chance, but there is a chance that kind of like no different than Richard Allen popping up out of the woodwork and nobody even had him on radar. I mean, there's still a chance that this could come twist around and be about Abby and not Libby. It would be shocking to us all, but it's still a percentage. It's still a thought. But I mean, Alexa, this is her forte, right? Profiling and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that.
Oh no, we sometimes get it
Right,
wrong.
exactly.
I admit it. Like
100% right. It's just it's again it's what do you want to call it? Experienced estimation on, what you're seeing and what you normally would see how this goes. So, it's more than just an average Joe's outlook. It's someone that's been in the business, that's been doing this, that's giving their expert advice of what the probability is. So yeah, then that's really what it is. It's
probably, and that's exactly what. And you know what? And I am not afraid to say that I've gotten it wrong sometimes, and I know, and I've learned from my mistakes. There are other profilers that they never admit they're wrong, and I have seen them on YouTube that they're like, "Oh no," and then they try doing the twisting of the words. Yes, but I said, and then they become vague. And come on, just admit it. You were wrong. It's okay. It's okay. We're all human. We're not machines, and even machines get it wrong sometimes. So just in the case with the Idaho, I've been listening to like 3 profilers, and they all say a different thing. And I'm just like thinking to myself, but they went to this, I know they went to the same school, and they all were trained by the same kind of, and I'm thinking, how can they 3 of them have so different outlooks on this?
Right. I know, right?
You have to put your personal too, your personal experience.
Who dis? But who dis is like that, me too, right? I mean, she's like, I like to play the what if game. Like maybe they tried to make it seem like it was Libby to throw off the target and try to throw off the investigation. That's exactly what I was, a probability. That is a probability because Ives did mention, right? So regardless of all, the experience or whatever, it's the thought that goes through my head is that Ives did say that, it was meant to look like something other than it was. Basically, it was and that's why, for instance, the crime scene might be set up in a way that's supposed to look like something, but it was really not. It was to misdirect, is I believe the word he said, to misdirect.
I read through the interview with HLN again last night, and he does say that it's really not what you would think. I mean, he alludes to so many different things. And they all have, so it makes it kind of hard to. You just they make you want to read between the lines, but I think they do that for a purpose, and whatever whatever that purpose is, maybe to distract from what's really going on is my thought. But I've had a lot of interesting things to say to HLN. I know that.
He did. Now, just quickly, I want to just talk about this picture. I saw this in our group chat, and I was like, what the heck is this? And the reason why I say that is because someone put it up in our group chat, and it says 13. And who just tell me, because the crime scene, this to me is not the right side of the water. So right down here, for instance, so if this is the bridge, and this is this guy looking down, whatever, investigator, and this is people in the water and whatever. This is not, to me, the right side of the bridge. Like this is to me, I remember watching a video, and the person that's literally on the bridge with the video, and I can't remember whose video it was, Steph, but it was, if you looked off to the right side, you would have seen more of this stuff, like this little island. And so this is why I'm confused when I see this picture, because Ron Logan's land would be on this side over this way of the bridge to the left side. So I'm like, so what's up with this picture? Because that's not how it looks when they're walking down the water.
Is that where is that the picture of Liggett looking down, because he was looking down over the bank? Is that where?
Well, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like they're trying to show. But there's no way, to me, that looking at this picture, the crime scene is not right there. The water does not look like that around it. So it makes me wonder if they were on that side looking down, or if this, I don't really know what to think, to be honest, because when you look at the actual footage, I mean, you can clearly see there's no big land here and stuff like that. Like they're wading through the water. So Who does? I was confused on that. Because that looks like they're facing the Webbers on the bridge, which would be the wrong area for the scene. Absolutely. Yeah, that absolutely. Because that to me is, well, hold on. Hold on a second.
I'll be right back.
Sure. No, that doesn't look like they're facing the Webbers, not the Webbers. That would be on the right side of the bridge, not the left side that the Webbers would be on, because that crime scene is not just right there. It's not. To me, that crime scene is just not right there because the water didn't look like that. If you go back and watch that footage, that water didn't look like that. It was a more straight down path of water. When I look at the right hand side of the bridge, that's why I was confused. I didn't spend enough time on it yet to look. The scene is to the left of the bridge and around the bend. Do 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 do. You know, so I just know that the water did not look like that. There was no all this and that stuff there. Whoops, I'm sitting there doing that. Like there was not all this stuff. And then this here. It just didn't look like that. I was literally just watching the helicopter footage of it again today because I was like, that's not what it looked like. So I don't know. I'd have to look at it again properly, but I was just like, Webbers own it all underneath the bridge that's not facing the right way in the pic. Right. Yeah. Okay. And so did you want me to show that thing that you sent me in a screenshot? I hear somebody's little phone or somebody's little bubbles going. Right. The scene is to the left. Exactly. But who does just quickly? Did you want me to show that screening? Just makes me wonder if somebody just, like looks like if somebody just photoed this and made it seem like that.
Yeah, it is odd, but it has the Channel 13 logo there.
Okay. I'll just quickly read this conversation. Okay, so it says, went to church to attend. This is something that Hudissa just sent, but I'll just read it. It said, went to church to attend a prayer vigil this evening, and one of the ladies that came showed a picture that one of the girls had taken that were not shown on Facebook. And in the background, one picture shows a man dressed in black with a mask. Also, another picture had two men dressed in black in the background. And then the person says, have they turned them over to police? Yes, the police are aware. So went to church to attend a prayer vigil this evening. And one of the ladies that came showed a picture that one of the girls had taken that were not shown on Facebook in the background. One picture shows a man dressed in black with a mask. This will be very interesting. And that, I was going to say, and that convo was from 2017. I was just going to ask you. Sometimes you don't always see it.
Sonny, did you look at the picture?
Oh, no, my bad. Let me take a look. What's this one show?
It kind of looks like one of the guys that's mentioned in the cryptic note to me, but it resembles Richard Allen a lot too.
Did you send it to me?
Yeah, I sent it on Messenger.
Oh yeah, but that guy's not it. Remember, that guy already has a name to him.
Oh, the guy in the search party?
Yeah.
There's actually two. I saw that one and I saw another one too. And
that person, Randy Gravitt, already said that name of that person, Steph, if you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he's been eliminated completely.
Well, it's weird that he has a mask and a GoPro. To me, it's just odd.
Well, where do you see a mask and a GoPro on that?
If you look, the limb, there's a limb that's going horizontal across his waist. And if you look, blow that up and you look down below the limb, you can see the mask and you can see the GoPro.
Well, let's see here. I mean, I'll pull it up here, but let's see. That's a really small picture, though, that you're showing here. It's going to come off as really tiny. Whoops, why did I close that? There was no need. Just, like...
Now,
you think this is the mask?
Yes.
And that this is some GoPro?
Yes. And if you look behind him, there's someone else standing there.
Yeah, well, again, I mean, this person was already, this one was already excluded. Because Randy Gravitt already said who this person was.
Oh, I didn't see this one. I saw another two. I saw the one biting.
The same one.
Oh,
yeah. So, I mean, like I said, so for me, I don't, like I said, I didn't know who this guy was. We did it on the show not too long ago because people were showing this picture again. Then Randy Gravitt came along, said exactly who it was. He was just someone at the search party that day. That was something about flowers or whatever it was. So,
I don't know.
But yeah. So that one to me is a write-off for me. Because he has nothing to do with it. He was already a person that was already been talked about. And Randy Gravitt, like I said, he knew the story about it already. So
he does look a lot like RA, I gotta say.
Right. I mean, there was some similarities, and that's why we kind of talked about it again. But the thing is that first of all, on the BG, the GoPro's on his head. Now that doesn't mean that someone wasn't preparing, because my thing was this the other day. Sorry guys, my thing was this the other day was that like I said, so this person, all right, let's just say, all right, walking down, over the bridge, you got supposedly 10 witnesses that seen him there, that talked about him, maybe they didn't know his name, but gave a description, whatever it was. But what that BG has on is something that you would definitely not want to be seen walking anywhere without direct attention to yourself.
But if that person is just standing there watching and stalking someone, he may not have it all on.
Correct. He might not have it on at that moment.
Right.
Like, meaning he might have, pulled it out of a backpack. Well, the thing is that the guy, he's literally got a big metal thing behind his back. He's literally got this metal thing behind his back. He has this thing on his arm. I can't really see that fitting in a backpack. So I'm not really sure how it's all going to play out, to be honest.
Me either.
It's just like I said, once the evidence can be shown to us, maybe we can make more sense of it. But what I see there is not somebody that would definitely, like, he would have had to have changed in a sense, or kind of hid out in the trees and put all this gear on as he knew what the timing, you know what I mean? Like, basically waited for that moment, whatever. There's a lot of things that don't make sense to this case, and hopefully, like I said, some clarity about the timing, because we heard that the flow, that people think that how the flow went isn't how it was, right? So that would mean that the flow is different. It's not just down the hill, across water, type of thing. There's a different flow that happened, and it's been on all of our minds. We've all thought about what could have happened. There's always been the speculation. Did it happen? Did one girl die a few hours later? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And again, who knows? Who knows? Mm-hmm. But either or,
I just thought it was a very odd picture.
yeah, that pic. Anyways, You know what? I was gonna say I'm just gonna get ready to end the live here though, because I'm just looking at the time, and it's not really much more I really wanted to talk about right now. Myself, I just got other things that I need to be doing, and
Me too.
so Alexa, did you have anything? Thank you for coming on and stuff too. But did you guys have any last final thoughts?
No, the only thing, and this is something different. Has nothing to do with this particularly. Did anybody hear that the 16th? Anybody that was going on the 16th to Atlanta to see Kelsey? It has been postponed.
Oh,
yes. So hopefully, I was gonna buy my airline ticket today, actually.
Well,
so
I
I was
don't
like,
know.
thank God I checked. I got the email before, so just letting everybody know. Anybody that was going on the 16th, it's been postponed.
Indefinitely?
For now, yes. They said that they were going to give a new date, but
Okay.
as of now, there's nothing. So I'm pretty sure they're probably just waiting to see, because I'm sure Kelsey's going to be in a hard position. People are asking her and everything.
Yeah.
So I think it was a smart thing to do to postpone it.
Yeah.
I think she
you know what? I was kind of expecting it to be postponed, but
Yeah.
now that you're saying it, it's
Yeah, I kind of did too. So that's why I was like, I'm not gonna buy my ticket. But then I was like, you know what? I should actually buy it. So I was like, I'll buy it today. But then I was like, oh, thank God I got the email. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So thank God I
I'm not sure if Adam knows yet. Would think he does, but I didn't see him say anything. But oh well. And anyways, as for you, Steph, do you have any final things to say?
No, I'm just very impatiently waiting.
Right.
Hopefully, I'm hoping hopefully by the end of this week, I think she just wants to make sure. I think she's probably consulting also with her colleagues and see, because this is something that's never seen, they have never seen it. So I think she's probably consulting, her peers to see what they think, because that's going to be the most important.
Adam, we're literally just about to end the live.
Well, I have good timing then.
Aren't you at work today?
No, I'm not. I didn't know you were live.
Oh, well, you looked at my messages.
I know, but I didn't know you were live.
I said I was live.
Oh, well, I just found out.
On there. I love it when it says active now. You're literally, and then I even called you and you still ignored me.
No, I was asleep when you called me.
Yeah.
My thing always says active now, I think.
But anyways, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I was legitimately just ending the live, and Alexa was just saying how Kelsey's thing has been postponed.
Yeah, did you see that, Adam?
I just got the email this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just booked my plane ticket on Sunday.
Everyone else can do. No, if Adam wants to start a new live at some point later, he can. But this live, I'm going to end it.
I got to get my floor ready for my new flooring coming tomorrow. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like if Adam wants to set up another one, but I'm going to end this live. If he wants to do another one later or something, that's fine.
If you go live, Adam, I'll listen, but I'm going to get my kitchen ready for my new flooring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I missed the party.
Guys.
And maybe we'll get lucky and an affidavit or something will come out. Thanks, Steph. Or maybe
wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah. Yeah, it would actually. It would be nice. It would be nice. Not that, if something is better than nothing, but I don't know. Are you expecting it to come out today, Adam?
I'm almost over guessing.
I know, right? Right, I know. Pretty much same. If it comes out, it comes out.
Well, and then I was refreshing my case and DocsPop yesterday over and over and over again, even up until like 8:00 last night. So even the change of venue at that point was not on either of those websites last night. So when it was filed yesterday.
Yeah.
So who knows how long it'll take for it to be made public once it does come out.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty. Okay. I'm gonna end the live now, guys. You guys take care. Thanks for joining us, Alexa.
No, you're welcome.
Alexa, you go back to are you still in the meeting?
No, I canceled, but I have other things.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. And like I said, if Adam wants to do one later, then so be it. But anyways, you guys take care. Thanks for joining. Have a great night. And if you could give our like and a thumbs up or whatever.
Nice day. It's not night.
Have a nice day.
We're used to that. Yeah.
Yeah. And as for Flint Farmer, oh right, didn't he have something? Honestly, who dis no different than you. If it because didn't he have something recently? Actually, Flint Farmer.
Oh, I believe so. I need to check up on that.
Well, yeah, we'll check up on that and see who just knows she can too on that. But yeah, okay, guys, you guys take care. Have a good day. See there.